Okay, so let's get right into it. How on earth is it possible that on the exact same day, one part of the country is baking under record-breaking summer-like heat, while another part is shivering through a freeze that's literally killing crops? Well, we're going to break down the genuinely wild weather pattern that's causing all this chaos from coast to coast.
And this slide just says it all, doesn't it? I mean, look at these numbers. 104 degrees in Palm Springs. At the very same time, it is a frigid 12 degrees in Fargo, North Dakota, where they have wind chill warnings out. That's a 92-degree difference happening right now in the same country. It's just incredible.
But this isn't just about feeling hot or cold. This one single massive weather pattern is fueling four totally distinct simultaneous crises. We're talking a record-breaking heat wave, a devastating hard freeze, the largest wildfire in Nebraska's history, and catastrophic flooding in Hawaii, all at once. So let's start with the most dramatic contrast, right? This head-to-head battle between a massive heat dome out west and a deep freeze that's just blanketing the southeast. The heat is just, well, it's off the charts for March. Palm Springs actually hit a staggering 104 degrees. To put that in perspective for you, their average high this time of year is around 86. So they are running almost 20 degrees hotter than normal. And this isn't some isolated fluke either. Look at Tucson, Arizona, right there with them, clocking in at 99 degrees. I mean, this is the kind of heat you'd expect in the middle of July, not the third week of March. And then there's Vegas, hitting 96. This whole chunk of the country, the desert Southwest, is just baking under a heat dome that is completely rewriting the record books for this time of year. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because we're talking about historical context here. Phoenix is challenging a 38-year-old record. 38 years. 5 straight days over 100 degrees in March just hasn't happened there since 1988. We are literally watching a piece of weather history unfold right now. Okay, let's totally flip the script. We're going to jump all the way to the other side of the map and see how this thing is building. Because while the Southwest is baking, the Southeast is dealing with the complete opposite, a legitimate, damaging deep freeze. And look, we're not just talking about chilly nights where you need an extra blanket. We are talking about official hard freeze warnings. Temperatures are plunging into the mid-20s across major cities like Atlanta and Nashville. These are the kinds of numbers that cause serious, serious problems, especially for all the plants and crops that have already started to bloom. And this right here, this is the real world impact. This quote just gets right to the heart of it. For peach orchards across Georgia, for early gardens in Tennessee, a night this cold means the crop is simply gone. It's a devastating economic blow that people are going to be feeling for months. So here's the really crucial point. This pattern's influence doesn't stop with just hot and cold. It's actually creating the perfect conditions for other disasters, from massive wildfires to historic floods. Right in the middle of the country, where these two giant air masses are clashing, the winds are just ferocious. We're talking 60 to 70 mile per hour gusts. And when you combine that with an ongoing drought, you get this, the largest wildfire Nebraska has ever seen. And the fire's impact isn't staying put. The smoke plumes are now visible all the way over Iowa and Minnesota, which could mean air quality alerts for folks there. Meanwhile, you've got red flag warnings. That's the highest alert for fire danger, active across 3 different states. Okay, now let's swing way out into the Pacific. Check this out. While the mainland is dealing with fire and freezes, parts of Hawaii have been absolutely deluged with over 15 inches of rain. That is just a catastrophic amount of water. Yeah, this isn't just some heavy rainstorm. This is a full-blown crisis. There's a stubborn storm system called a Kona low that has basically parked itself over the islands, causing landslides and widespread flooding. It's so bad that the state is now asking for federal disaster aid. But, and you're not going to believe this, in the middle of all this chaos, there's this little sliver of pure wonder. It turns out the same atmospheric dynamics, with a little help from the sun, are creating a super rare opportunity to see the northern lights way farther south than usual. So yeah, this one's for you if you're in the northern half of the US. There is a legitimate chance that the sky could light up for you tonight. Why? Because we've got 4 separate solar impacts hitting our atmosphere right now. And if you want to try and see it, here's the game plan. Get away from city lights, preferably after 10 p.m., face north, and just let your eyes adjust. But here's the real pro tip. Use your phone's camera. It's way better at picking up the faint colors of the aurora than our naked eyes are. So we've seen all these totally incredible, totally opposite extremes playing out. But what is the one single thing driving all of it? And maybe more importantly, what's the wild card in the forecast that could change everything for the rest of March?
All right, here's the secret, the why behind all of this. You've got this massive dome of high pressure just parked over the west. The best way to think about it is like a bouncer at a club door. It's blocking any storms from the Pacific, which forces that cold air down from Canada on one side, and it locks in that extreme heat on the other.
Now, this whole pattern we're seeing, it's not going to last forever. And to get what might be coming next, you got to know this one term, a 984 millibar low. All that number means is a storm's pressure. Just remember this, the lower the number, the stronger the storm. And 984, yeah, that's the signature of a big, high-impact system.
And this is the wild card. This is the big disagreement. You have the world's two top weather models in a complete standoff for the end of March. The American GFS model is forecasting that powerful 984 millibar low, snow, severe weather, the whole shebang. But the European model? It sees, well, almost nothing. A much, much quieter pattern. So that's the big question on the table, right? We know a few quiet days are coming as this current pattern finally breaks down. But what follows that quiet? Is the GFS model onto something real, hinting at one last major winter storm? Or will the month just end peacefully? Well, that's what every forecaster in the country is watching right now.